In a world that never stops talking, the loudest voice is often the one that says nothing at all. This ancient wisdom has stood the test of time, teaching us the power of silence in a noisy, chaotic world. But let me ask you something. How often do you stop and think about the impact of your silence? What if the moments you choose not to speak are more powerful than the ones when you do? Unfortunately, the art of silence has been lost in today's busy, noise-filled world, where everyone rushes to react, argue, and prove themselves. And yet silence, the very tool that could bring clarity, peace, and understanding, is ignored. Buddhism offers profound insight into this. It teaches us how to master our emotions, act with reason, and use silence as a tool for growth and inner peace. It's better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. How many times have you regretted words spoken in haste or anger? Silence isn't just about keeping quiet. It's an active, transformative force. It can ease conflicts, protect us from harm, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. Imagine facing life's challenges with the calm, confident power of silence, a silence that speaks louder than any words ever could. In this video, we'll uncover 9 powerful situations where embracing silence can transform your life. What if a quiet pause could stop a heated argument? What if silence could reveal your deepest emotions more clearly than words ever could? And here's the best part. Stick around. At the end, there is a bonus lesson that could completely change how you see the world. If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom in action. Let's begin this journey into the deep wisdom of Buddhism and discover the life-changing power of silence. Number 1. Be silent when being criticized unfairly. When criticized unfairly, let your silence speak louder than your words. In moments of unjust critique, our instinct often pushes us to defend ourselves, explain, or fight back. But consider this. Every word spoken in haste is like adding fuel to a fire, intensifying the flames instead of extinguishing them. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Silence in these moments becomes a shield, a protector of your inner peace. Imagine standing by a vast ocean. When the wind stirs the surface, creating waves, the depths remain calm, unaffected by the storm above. Your silence is that depth, steady and unshaken by the turbulence of others' words. It grants you the space to reflect, separate emotion from reason, and most importantly, maintain your dignity. Reacting impulsively can escalate the conflict, but silence diffuses it, leaving room for understanding or simply letting the storm pass. In modern life, unfair criticism comes in many forms. A passive-aggressive remark from a colleague, a hurtful comment online, or even unsolicited advice from someone close to you. These situations test our composure. Instead of retaliating, pause. Let the criticism settle. Silence doesn't mean agreement. It means you value your peace more than a fleeting argument. It also allows you to see the situation clearly. What is the intent behind the words? Are they lashing out from their own insecurities, or is there a nugget of truth to consider? By embracing silence, you gain clarity. Suppose you respond defensively. This often leads to miscommunication, making the other person double down on their stance, creating an even bigger divide. But if you stay silent, you demonstrate emotional intelligence and self-control. The absence of your reaction often forces the critic to reflect on their behavior, sometimes leading to resolution without a single word spoken. There's a hidden strength in silence. It's not about suppressing your feelings or avoiding confrontation. It's about choosing battles wisely and preserving your energy for what truly matters. As the saying goes, silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. When you practice this, you embody the wisdom of a calm ocean, unaffected by the storms above, a symbol of resilience and grace. So, the next time someone criticizes you unfairly, take a breath. Resist the urge to react. Let your silence be your response, and you will find that it speaks volumes. Through silence, you master yourself. Through silence, you turn criticism into an opportunity for growth rather than a trigger for conflict. Be like the ocean, calm, resilient, and infinitely deep. 2. Be silent in the middle of boasts. When others boast, choose silence. The need to counter someone's achievements with your own is born from a place of insecurity, not strength. Imagine a conversation where someone flaunts their success. Perhaps a friend boasts about their promotion, or a colleague highlights their latest accomplishment. The temptation to respond with your own victories can be overwhelming. But ask yourself, why? Is it to prove your worth, or is it to truly contribute to the moment? True confidence doesn't need to be announced. It radiates quietly like a sturdy tree that stands firm, unmoved by the gusts of wind around it. In Buddhist philosophy, humility is a cornerstone of inner peace. When you remain silent amidst boasts, you practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Instead of reacting, listen. Let their words flow over you without clinging to comparisons. This silence isn't about suppressing your accomplishments or feeling inferior. It's about recognizing that validation comes from within, not from external recognition or competition. By doing this, you conserve your energy, channeling it towards meaningful growth rather than fleeting displays of status. Think of modern interactions, perhaps a group discussion where someone brags excessively. Reacting might escalate into a contest of egos, leaving everyone drained. Instead, staying silent can diffuse the situation. The silence speaks volumes, reflecting your maturity and focus. Over time, people notice this calm demeanor. It builds respect and admiration far greater than any boastful claim. Consider a sturdy tree rooted in the ground. Winds come and go, but the tree doesn't bend to every passing breeze. Your silence is that tree rooted in self-assurance. The winds of others' words cannot uproot your stability. Boasting often masks insecurity, and your silence can serve as a gentle reminder of the strength found in humility. In practical terms, when someone starts boasting, take a breath and smile. Acknowledge their achievements without feeling the need to compare or compete. This doesn't mean you're uninterested. It shows that you value the exchange without turning it into a race. This mindset shifts your focus from external competition to internal growth, helping you align with your true purpose. Silence in these moments is not a sign of weakness, but wisdom. It allows you to step away from the cycle of comparison, grounding yourself in what truly matters, your goals, your values, and your inner peace. Be like the tree, steady, rooted, and unwavering in your confidence. Let others speak, and in your silence find strength. 3. Be silent amidst unfounded rumors. When faced with unfounded rumors, silence becomes your greatest ally. Rumors are like ripples on the surface of a clear lake, disturbances that eventually fade if left undisturbed. Engaging with them, however, is like throwing stones into the water, creating more turbulence and making it harder for the truth to shine through. In moments when your integrity is questioned or your character misunderstood, resisting the urge to defend yourself can be an act of profound wisdom and strength. In Buddhist philosophy, it is said that truth, like the sun, cannot be hidden for long. When you encounter baseless claims, the instinct might be to confront them head-on, to set the record straight, but often this response does more harm than good. Refuting rumors gives them power, anchoring them in the minds of others. Instead, trust in the resilience of truth and the credibility you've built through consistent actions. By staying silent, you choose peace over chaos and faith over fear. Imagine a scenario at work. A colleague spreads an inaccurate story about you. The initial wave of frustration tempts you to confront them or justify yourself to others. But what if instead you let your actions speak? Over time, people will see the inconsistency in their claims compared to the authenticity of your behavior. Silence in this moment reflects confidence in who you are and what you stand for. It sends a powerful message. Your truth doesn't need loud defense. It stands firm in its quiet strength. Consider the clear lake again. Its surface reflects the world around it only when it is still. Similarly, when you stay calm amidst rumors, you allow your character to reflect clarity and truth. Reacting emotionally stirs the waters, distorting what others see. The choice to remain silent, then, is not passive but purposeful. It shows that you value inner peace over fleeting vindication and that your worth isn't determined by others' misconceptions. Practically speaking, focus on living with integrity. Actions hold far more weight than words. Consistently embody the values you believe in and trust that, over time, those who matter will see the truth. Surround yourself with people who know and respect your character, for their belief in you is far more valuable than the opinions of those swayed by rumors. Silence amidst unfounded rumors is not surrender, it's mastery. It's a choice to preserve your energy for what truly matters and to let time reveal the truth. Be like the lake, calm, clear, and undisturbed by the ripples of others' words. In your silence, find your power. 4. Be silent when dealing with anger. When anger surges, silence becomes your anchor. In moments of frustration, the impulse to lash out can feel overwhelming, as though words must escape to ease the pressure within. But unrestrained anger is like a raging wildfire. It burns everything in its path, leaving behind regret and destruction. How much worse are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Silence, then, is not avoidance but control. It's the pause that protects your peace and prevents actions you may later regret. Picture a volcano, its molten core brimming with potential destruction. Yet, when it chooses not to erupt, it preserves the life and beauty flourishing around it. Your silence in moments of anger is like that dormant volcano. By choosing not to explode, you safeguard relationships, your integrity, and your emotional balance. Words spoken in anger are often arrows that cannot be retrieved, but silence creates space for reflection, understanding, and resolution. In today's fast-paced world, anger often arises in small but frequent ways. A rude driver cutting you off, a heated argument with a loved one, or an unreasonable demand at work. In these moments, silence is a tool of immense power. Pause. Take a deep breath. Let the emotion rise and fall like a wave, but do not let it control you. Anger clouds judgment, but silence clears the mind, allowing wisdom to take its place. Imagine an argument where both sides are heated, voices raised, and no one listening. Now picture one person choosing silence, listening instead of reacting, pausing instead of retaliating. The dynamic shifts instantly. Silence diffuses tension, creating room for understanding. It demonstrates strength, not weakness. To stay silent while angry takes immense self-discipline, but it also commands respect and opens the door to more meaningful communication. Practically, this means stepping away when emotions run high. It means recognizing the signs of anger, racing heart, clenched fists, and choosing to sit with those feelings rather than letting them dictate your words. Over time, this practice transforms moments of tension into opportunities for growth. It allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, preserving relationships and building your emotional resilience. Silence in anger is not suppression, it's mastery. It's the recognition that not every emotion needs a voice, and that true power lies in restraint. Be like the volcano that chooses not to erupt, preserving the beauty and balance around it. In your silence, you'll find clarity, strength, and peace. 5. Be silent during loss or grief. When loss or grief enters your life, silence becomes a sanctuary. In the depths of pain, words often feel inadequate, incapable of capturing the weight of what you've lost or the void that remains. Yet in this silence, healing begins. Seneca reminds us, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. In this quiet space, you allow yourself to honor the impermanence of life, to feel the pain fully, and to let it transform into acceptance over time. Grief is like the night sky, vast, dark, and seemingly endless. But the darkness is not the absence of light, it is a canvas for the stars. Silence in these moments teaches us to sit with our emotions, to embrace the stillness that grief demands. Instead of resisting or drowning it out with noise, you learn to listen to your heart, to your memories, and to the quiet wisdom life offers during these times. In the modern world, where distractions are endless, silence in grief is a courageous act. When a relationship ends, a loved one passes, or life takes an unexpected turn, the instinct is often to fill the void with activity or conversation. But avoiding the silence delays the healing. By choosing to be silent, you create space for reflection. You begin to understand that pain is not your enemy, but your teacher, guiding you toward acceptance and growth. Imagine someone who has just experienced a significant loss. They may feel overwhelmed by advice, sympathy, or even their own racing thoughts. But when they choose to sit in silence, even for a moment, they begin to breathe. In that quiet, they hear the whispers of resilience within themselves. They see the fleeting nature of all things, which, though painful, is also a reminder of life's preciousness. Practically, this means finding time to be alone with your emotions. Sit in a quiet room, go for a solitary walk, or meditate on the memories of what you've lost. Let the silence cradle your grief, not as an escape, but as a way to process it. Journaling in silence can also help unravel the tangled threads of sorrow, transforming it into understanding. Silence during loss is not emptiness, it's the fullness of presence. It's where the broken pieces of your heart begin to mend, where the darkness reveals its stars. Like the night sky before dawn, silence reminds you that even in grief, there is beauty, there is healing, and there is hope. In silence, you honor what was and prepare for what will be. 6. Navigating ignorance with Buddhist grace. When faced with ignorance, silence is often the most powerful response. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every argument leads to understanding. Galileo, confronted by opposition and narrow minds, chose silence over relentless debate. He knew that truth does not depend on the approval of others. It stands firm, waiting for those ready to see it. Silence amidst ignorance isn't surrender, it is wisdom in action. It's choosing to rise above the noise and conserve your energy for meaningful conversations. Think of a wise sage observing a storm from the safety of their mountain. They don't rush into the chaos, they wait, understanding that storms pass, but the mountain remains. Similarly, when you encounter ignorance, whether in casual conversations, heated arguments, or online debates, silence shields your peace. It allows you to disengage from futile discussions that lead nowhere and instead focus on what truly matters: your growth, your goals, and your inner clarity. In today's world, ignorance can appear in many forms. It might be a colleague arguing with stubborn misconceptions, a friend trapped in their own bias, or strangers on social media relentlessly debating over trivialities. The temptation to correct, educate, or prove your point is strong. But ask yourself, Is this a conversation that fosters understanding, or will it drain your energy? Silence in these moments is not passivity, it is a conscious choice to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. Imagine this scenario. You're at a family gathering, and a relative insists on an uninformed opinion about something you're passionate about. You feel the urge to respond, to argue, to set the record straight. But instead, you pause, you smile, and let their words settle into the air without reaction. What happens? The tension dissipates, the conversation shifts. Your silence reflects a strength that arguing cannot, an unshakable confidence in your knowledge and the patience to wait for a better time to speak. Practically, navigating ignorance with grace means knowing when to walk away from a debate. It means asking yourself whether the person you're engaging with is truly open to learning or simply looking to argue. Save your energy for those willing to listen. Use the time you would have spent arguing to refine your own understanding, to build wisdom, and to strengthen your inner peace. Silence in the face of ignorance is like watching a storm from the mountain's peak. It shows you the futility of battling the wind and rain. Instead, you let the storm rage below, secure in your higher perspective. Truth and wisdom need no loud defense. They shine brighter in quiet assurance. Be the sage who chooses peace over noise, clarity over conflict. In your silence, find your strength. 7. When confronted with injustice. When confronted with injustice, silence is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic pause, a space to gather strength and clarity. Nelson Mandela, during his 27 years of imprisonment, often used silence to reflect, plan, and strengthen his resolve. He understood that rash words or impulsive actions might derail a greater purpose. His silence wasn't passive. It was a seed, quietly growing into the force that would eventually dismantle apartheid. Silence, when paired with intention, prepares the ground for impactful action. Think of a bowstring drawn back in silence. In that stillness lies immense potential. The moment the arrow is released, it flies with precision and power. Similarly, when you face injustice, silence allows you to observe, process, and prepare for the right response. It's the pause before action, the calm before change. It ensures your words and deeds are thoughtful and effective, rather than reactive and scattered. In our everyday lives, injustice takes many forms. It could be a co-worker taking credit for your work, systemic inequalities, or a personal betrayal. The instinct to confront immediately, to demand justice in the heat of the moment, is natural but often counterproductive. Silence, instead, grants you the clarity to understand the full scope of the situation. It enables you to respond with strength rather than with emotion, ensuring your actions carry the weight they deserve. Consider this scenario: a team meeting where someone undermines your contribution. Speaking out in anger might escalate the tension or make you appear defensive, but by remaining silent, you create space to analyze the situation. Later, in a calm and composed manner, you can address the issue with your manager or team, presenting your case with undeniable clarity and evidence. Your silence, far from being submissive, becomes a tool of empowerment. Silence in the face of injustice also has a transformative effect on others. It compels people to take notice. The absence of noise creates a void that demands attention, urging others to question what is happening and why. It shifts the narrative from immediate reaction to thoughtful introspection, creating room for meaningful dialogue and change. Strategically, this means choosing when to act and when to pause. Silence doesn't mean ignoring injustice. It means preparing to address it in a way that brings about lasting change. Reflect on Mandela's journey. His silence wasn't compliance. It was the bowstring drawn back, waiting for the right moment to release its full force. Injustice challenges your resolve, but silence strengthens it. Through quiet reflection and deliberate action, you can turn any moment of injustice into an opportunity for impactful change. 8. How to deal with rumors. When rumors swirl around you, the natural instinct is to defend yourself, to fight the misinformation with fiery words, but silence can be far more powerful. Buddhism teaches us that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. This wisdom reminds us that engaging with gossip only feeds its flame. Silence, on the other hand, is like pouring water on a fire. It denies rumors the oxygen they need to spread. In your quiet composure, you create a shield of dignity and resilience, protecting your peace while allowing the truth to emerge naturally. Imagine a lighthouse standing tall in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, waves crash, and darkness envelops the sea. But the lighthouse doesn't falter. It remains steady, guiding ships safely to shore. When you remain silent amidst rumors, you embody that lighthouse. The chaos around you may rage, but your unwavering silence shines as a beacon of strength and self-assurance, inspiring others to rise above petty noise. In our modern world, rumors are amplified by social media, spreading faster than ever. Perhaps someone at work questions your intentions, or a misunderstanding among friends spirals into gossip. The temptation to react, to justify yourself, can feel overwhelming. But in responding, you may inadvertently validate the very gossip you seek to quash. Instead, choose silence. Let your actions, your character, and your consistency speak for you. Over time, people see the truth through the lens of your behavior, not through the distorted words of others. Consider the story of a young professional falsely accused of taking credit for a colleague's work. Rather than react defensively, they chose to remain silent, focusing on their contributions and continuing to work diligently. Eventually, their consistent efforts and professionalism revealed the truth. The rumor faded, and their reputation emerged stronger than before. This is the power of silence. It allows time to unveil the truth without unnecessary conflict. Practically, dealing with rumors through silence means redirecting your energy. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your growth, and your purpose. Let go of the urge to confront every falsehood and trust that truth has its own way of surfacing. Silence also sets an example for others, showing them the strength of restraint and the value of grace under pressure. In a world eager to speak, silence is a rare and profound statement. It shifts focus from words to actions, from conflict to calm. Like the lighthouse standing firm amidst the storm, your silence becomes a guiding light, illuminating the path to truth and inner peace. 9. Be silent when insulted. When insulted, the instinct is often to retaliate, to defend your honor with words, but the true power lies in silence. As Epictetus wisely said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize your mind is complicit in the provocation. In those moments, silence is a conscious choice to rise above the insult and refuse to participate in the negativity. By choosing not to react, you disarm the hostility, maintaining your composure and your peace. Your silence becomes the shield that protects your dignity, while your calm presence reflects authority and self-control. Think of a mirror. When someone insults you, it's like they are throwing something at the mirror. The mirror doesn't absorb the insult, it simply reflects it back without judgment. In the same way, when you are insulted, you can reflect the words back to their source, without allowing them to affect your inner state. The mirror remains unshattered, just as you remain unscathed by the insult. Your silence communicates that the words of others do not define you. They are simply noise that you choose not to engage with. In today's world, insults come in many forms. They may be verbal attacks, passive-aggressive comments, or online criticism. The temptation to defend yourself, to prove that you are worthy, can be overwhelming. But reacting to an insult often gives it more power, and it drags you down into the very negativity you're trying to avoid. Silence in this context is not about submission. It is about rising above the chaos and refusing to be pulled into a battle that doesn't serve you. Picture yourself in a meeting where a colleague makes a harsh remark about your ideas. Instead of reacting with a sharp reply, you take a moment to pause. You stay calm and let the comment linger in the air without letting it affect you. As time passes, your ability to stay composed in the face of insults not only preserves your peace, but also gains you the respect of others. People start to notice your inner strength and your resilience against hurtful words. In those moments, your silence speaks volumes about your confidence and self-worth. Choosing silence in response to insults is an intentional act of emotional intelligence. It shows that you refuse to let anyone else dictate your emotions. By staying calm, you safeguard your inner tranquility and command admiration. Your silence is a symbol of strength, not weakness. Like a mirror that reflects without holding on to what it shows, you too can reflect insults back to their source, untouched and unaffected. Through your silence, you reclaim your power. Bonus lesson: the hidden power of strategic silence. Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the intentional decision to step back, pause, and gather your strength. Often underestimated, silence holds the key to clarity, deeper understanding, and personal transformation. When you embrace silence, you're not merely staying quiet, you're exercising self-control and creating the space needed for wisdom to surface. This practice can become a subtle yet powerful shield for great minds, protecting you from external noise while helping you connect more deeply with your own thoughts and emotions. Think of silence as the blank canvas where the masterpiece of your life is created. Just as an artist requires a clear canvas to bring their vision to life, silence offers you the space to shape your thoughts, decisions, and intentions. Without it, life becomes cluttered with distractions, noise, and endless stimuli, leaving little room for true self-reflection and growth. Silence allows you to step away from the constant noise of daily life and focus on what truly matters. It gives you the clarity to make thoughtful choices instead of reacting impulsively, helping you act with purpose rather than instinct. By cultivating silence strategically, you begin to nurture inner peace. You stop responding automatically to every external influence and instead become more grounded in your own truth. This quiet strength enhances your focus, allowing you to view situations more clearly and make wiser decisions. In these moments of stillness, you can hear your own inner voice above the world's distractions, making it easier to align with your values and purpose. Strategic silence also leads to deeper and more meaningful connections. In a world overflowing with constant chatter, choosing silence may seem counterintuitive, but it is often in the pauses, those moments when words are unspoken, that genuine understanding and connection emerge. By letting others speak and listening attentively without feeling the need to fill the silence, you create space for profound conversations and build relationships rooted in trust and empathy. The more you welcome silence, the more you will uncover its transformative power. Silence is not about retreating from the world, but engaging with it from a place of strength, calm, and clarity. It becomes a powerful tool to enhance your life, helping you face challenges with grace and speak only when your words truly matter. In this state, your life transforms into a masterpiece, shaped by mindful actions and intentional stillness. In a world that often celebrates noise, the true treasures are found in the quiet moments we create. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is a presence, a bridge between thought and action, and a powerful reminder of our inner resilience. By choosing silence at the right times, we align ourselves with the timeless wisdom of Zen. It teaches us that mastering life begins with mastering ourselves. As Zen philosophy wisely reminds us, speak only if your words are better than silence. This simple yet profound idea encourages us to pause, reflect, and act with purpose. Each of the 9 principles we discussed today provides a pathway to greater understanding and a more balanced life. Whether it's finding the strength to remain silent in anger or the wisdom to let rumors fade, these practices offer tools to nurture peace in the midst of chaos. Think of silence as the starting point for transformation. It is the rich soil where clarity, compassion, and purpose take root and flourish. By choosing quiet over noise, we reclaim the power to shape our inner world and influence the outer one with grace and dignity. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Let this Zen teaching guide you as you face life's challenges. Embrace silence, not as a withdrawal, but as your greatest ally on the path to a peaceful and meaningful life. If these lessons inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Buddha's Eternal Wisdom for more transformative Buddhist insights. Let's continue the journey toward living a peaceful and meaningful life together.